Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to avoid hitting the golf ball flat, and with it explain to you one of the basic fundamentals of your golf swing. If you're one of those guys whose divots flies further than the golf ball, then I've got the tip for you. And really it's not a special tip in as much that I'm going to give you one thing to work on and then suddenly you will magically no longer hit the ball fat. But I think by understanding better the reason for the fat shot, you'll be far more able to avoid it in the future. So what's it really all about? Well, as ever, golf is a counterintuitive sport, and usually if you find yourself hitting the golf ball or the ground before the golf ball, you usually put it down to a loss of height, a loss of your axis in the golf swing, and that's the reason that you're hitting the ground. But in the majority of cases, it just simply isn't. The reason that you hit the golf ball flat is because you aren't controlling the angle of attack of the golf club. And the angle of the attack of the golf club is being controlled by the pressure you're applying to the grip. If you think of the way that the golf club is actually moving in the golf swing, yes, it does move around your central axis or spine angle, but it is also moving around your wrists. And if your wrists stop before or over the golf ball, then the angle of attack becomes pretty steep because the club is trying to move in a circular movement around your wrists. So what I hear you say, can you do about that? Isn't that what's supposed to be happening? Well, actually, no. When you look at better golfers, you will actually find that from round about their trail hip or thigh, the grip end of the golf club is actually moving up and away from the ground. And it's doing this quite simply because the lead shoulder is also moving up and away from the ground. And because that's happening, it's actually flattening out the angle of attack. Again, if you look at that axis and the axis height stays the same, obviously you have quite a steep angle of attack. If, however, you pull the axis up away from the ball, then you're flattening out the bottom of the arc of the golf club. And that's the reason that the golf professionals don't hit the ball fat. So really, unfortunately, we're coming back to the same thing every time in a golf swing. This feeling that you have to be basically turning to the target before you're releasing the club through the ball. And by getting this rotation to the target before you've hit the ball, you can see that you're getting your lead shoulder up and away from the ball. By getting your lead shoulder up and away from the ball, obviously you're pulling the lead arm up, which is pulling the lead hand up, which is pulling the butt end of the club up, which is flattening out the arc of the golf club. And that's how you come in from the back of the ball. And although the club is still obviously, or the club head is still moving in a downward angle, this is being flattened out and means if you're catching anything, it's just a little bit of grass behind the ball and you're never really kind of digging in to the ground until you get to a stage where your trail arm is really straightening out, and then you might get a little bit of ground contact as the club head kind of gets to the lowest point in its swing relative to the ground. As ever, it basically means the better you swing the golf club, the better you turn your body, the less problems you're going to have. But I think what I wanted to do today was really kind of clear up what is the normal misinterpretation that the reason that you're hitting into the ground is because you're doing this or you're losing height. If you look at the majority of top golfers when they're swinging a golf club, their head is always going down through impact because of the bowing of the body. So they are actually going down over the ball, but they are not hitting into the ground because of the way that despite this, they are able to pull this grip end up and flatten out and delay the straightening of their trail arm. As long as you turn correctly through the golf ball, there's absolutely nothing to worry about as far as ground contact is concerned before the ball. It's all about getting that lead shoulder up and out of the way in time. And by doing that, you will automatically get the grip end up, flatten out and shallow the arc of the club head. And it's bye-bye to those horrible fat shots. Hope this helps you. If it does, please smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Once again, a massive, massive thanks to all my patrons who support the channel on Patreon. If you would like to become a patron, I will leave a link down below. Until the next time, look after yourselves, keep well, and we'll see you very soon.